Dodds?
It's Mr. Dodd, actually.
Mr. Dodd, my name's Steve Emmett.
Nice to meet
I'm
you.
an inspector.
Oh, Inspector.
Sorry to meet under these circumstances.
Yes,
I don't actually work within Killenbeck.
Yeah.
However, I'm passing through on another matter, and Chris
Okay.
happened to mention to me that he was wanting a bit of advice. I overheard him on the phone.
Yeah.
And Chris hasn't dealt with a huge number of complaints before, so he's asked me just to pop in and assist with the process.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's all right with you.
It's fine, yeah.
I'm not a Killenbeck officer,
You seem an
however.
intelligent person.
Well, I try my best. I can't
Being
say...
ginger is a bit of a disadvantage, but I won't hold that against you.
There's many people said that over the years.
Yeah.
From what Chris has told me, just see if I've got it right, there was a theft of camera equipment on Tuesday evening.
Tuesday evening, correct.
You've reported that to the police pretty much immediately?
Yep, within half an hour.
Did any officer actually turn up?
No.
Right.
And my brother considers me to be in a vulnerable situation, and because of that, I underwent psychiatric evaluation at the Newsham Centre.
Okay.
So they call you service users and stuff like that, but that's a euphemism for the word patient, as the Newsham Centre is a euphemism for the word loony bin.
I wouldn't say that. I have to say I've had...
You haven't suffered from prejudice.
I certainly wouldn't call it a loony bin. I have my view on the Newsham Centre, and actually my experience is the staff are actually quite... The centre and the staff are...
Well, some are, but you see, when, like me, you broke the world record for walking backwards when you were 19.
Never.
Yep. And then, subsequently, because somebody walked around the track and beat it by a small amount, I decided to walk from Leeds to Kendal just to prove that I could do it. Backwards. And then had a very successful career in television, was BAFTA nominated, and took my dad to the BAFTAs, which was quite... He was a coal miner.
How far is that then, Leeds to Kendal?
80 miles. 100 kilometres.
Is that the Dales Way one? Did you do the Dales Way?
No, I walked on the A65.
You're a brave man.
Well, I was a potholer. I was the second team into the largest chamber in the world in Borneo.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I've been to Chernobyl.
If I can...
The trouble is that you believe me, but I've been in situations when I was sectioned where they refused to believe that I'd met Princess Diana.
I'll be honest, I mean, I've been with Bobby a long time, I know Chris has as well.
Yeah.
Over the years, I've come to believe most things people tell
me.
Yeah.
But sometimes in psychiatric wards, it takes a while for them to take notice of what's going on. And the thing is that these guys are giving you a compact disc. I've downloaded everything from my phone. I've cloned my phone and given it to you on a compact disc. And all the video. I decided I was going to make a film, and it's turned out better than it possibly could have done. Right. You know, I've ended up in a police station recording a conversation. It is the most remarkable insight into the human condition that we're suffering at the moment.
Right.
That people don't take loony seriously.
Since you've reported the crime on Tuesday evening, have the police been in touch with you further?
No.
Right, that would tend to suggest what's on our records. Chris has just done a bit of background research with me there whilst we were waiting outside. Why? To work out what exactly has happened so we can answer your questions for you.
Yeah, but it says that it says here, signed by Sir Norman Bettison, that if I'm considered by my family to be vulnerable, which is why I'm in this situation, why wasn't somebody here within 60 minutes to see me?
Is that the policing pledge you've got there?
Yeah.
I would tend to agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay, and you certainly won't get any disagreement on that.
Yeah.
Let me just work through a couple of things if I can.
Yeah.
Could you just explain where you were pole position on Tuesday?
Yep.
That's the Carton place down Hunslet Way, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what were you doing there?
Making a film, because one of the boys that I was filming said he was suffering from anorexia, and there was a patient at the Newsham Centre.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, how old is
he? He said he was 18. He's if you got that thing, as I will drop it somewhere.
What's that?
Paul Hutchinson. That's
one of the individuals you've named, yeah.
Yeah. And pole position said they couldn't release the disclaimers that they signed because of the Data Protection Act, but I'm sure you can find your way around that.
It will be one of the inquiries. You can be reassured.
Mm-hmm.
So have you gone there and met them there, or?
I met them at the Newsham Centre. I offered them cigarettes because I know that one of the problems that you have when you're in the Newsham Centre is that often you find that because of the stress of being in a vulnerable position, you tend to smoke a lot. And having been in that situation myself on a number of occasions, in fact, I didn't start smoking until I was in the Roundhay wing. That's when I started smoking.
There's quite a lot of it goes on there.
Yeah, and that's, I'm an above average intelligence. My brother describes me as a mediocre sound recordist, but I'm sorry, being BAFTA nominated is more than mediocre.
Well, people with mental health issues do tend to be of.
There's a fine line between genius and brilliance.
Yeah, I mean we have colleagues who suffer from mental health. There's an individual who works in this building, and
the stress that modern life imposes upon us. I mean, so look at swine flu, for example. Government propaganda handed down through the media. It is scandalous.
So you've met these lads. Is it Philip and Matthew?
Philip and Matthew, yeah.
You've met them in the nuisance centre. That's how you've been introduced. Yeah. Did you travel to pole position together?
We actually went to Tockwith to try and get on the track there at Tockwith because I knew that I'm addicted to helping people. I work as a carer, and they told me that they were disadvantaged kids, and I thought, well, I'll give them a day out. And one of them actually introduces the film as saying it's a day of the races.
Yeah. And have you? Do you have a vehicle yourself, or have you travelled in theirs?
Yes, M685 UUG.
Right, and that's your. Have you travelled in your car then?
Travelled in my car.
Have you picked them up from the house or from?
Picked them up from a fish and chip shop opposite the Newsham Centre, just around the corner.
Right, and straight down to Hunslet.
No. We went to my place. There was a soldier, Kevin Hodgson, who was going to help us, but he's actually turned out to be one of my closest friends. That's one of the things about meeting people in a mental health situation.
Right.
You meet people. It's a bit like you lot when you're in a stressful situation, and I've got that from potholing and filming, because I've worked in terrorist situations and stuff like that in several places around the world. To cut a long story short, Kevin tried to commit suicide by breaching the world record of cocodamol tablets. 186. I said, didn't you do fucking well?
That's not a good record to try and...
He's an ex-para, Sergeant Major.
Oh, right, Parliament and ex-RSM in the Paras.
And he's one of my closest friends. And these are his shorts. He gave me his shorts last night because his mum cooked tea for me.
Yeah. Mr. Dodd, let me take you back too. So you went...
So we went from my place to the... I picked them up. Picked them up from. It's all been filmed, so you can piece it together from the film.
And is that on this disc here?
Yes, which I
think we have a copy.
We have a copy of that. Yeah.
Great. And then you've been in pole position. Have you been doing?
Well, we went to Tockwith first of all.
Right.
Because earlier that day I'd bought a satellite navigation system for a friend of mine. I work as a carer.
Yeah.
And she has MS, and she has a series of carers, of which I'm one. And she wanted a sat nav because, I find sat navs useless actually.
Yeah.
But anyway, they wanted a sat nav so they can get from A to B with people who couldn't read maps, and so that was in the car also. And one of them
that's been stolen as well.
That's been stolen as well. So it's a sat nav, semi-professional tripod. A top-of-the-range high-definition video camera, a device that allows you to plug old-fashioned microphones into the new system of stuff, and I think, because I haven't been able to find that, hands-free kits for a Sony Ericsson phone. So I would think, I don't know what the prices are these days, but as original costing, about £2,000.
Tell me the circumstances of the theft then. You've been at Hunslet.
Well, you see, Kevin was going to come with us and be part of the film.
Yeah.
But they over-medicated him and he didn't feel able to join us.
Yeah.
But he did film me having a shave with 2 razors and smoking a cigarette at the same time, which is quite funny. That's on Facebook as well. Right. As are the, because it's my copyright, as are the... pictures of the lads introducing the film and stuff like that.
And that's Matthew and Philip.
Yeah, and I'm also friends with West Yorkshire Police, so they should have been taking notice of that, but nobody did.
How's the pole position theft gone then? Tell me.
Well, it wasn't pole position. We filmed. What happened was that we went round. I don't know where I've dropped it. I've dropped the thing somewhere, but I'm sure I didn't print another one off. It wasn't. The theft took place at the Newsham Centre because Kevin had told me he was staying in overnight, and at the lad's suggestion, they said that why don't we go in and show Kevin the footage. And on the film, they seemed really genuine, and I went in and went round all the secure wards and things like that in there as a visitor.